and here's the first of two videos this morning. So this is the final show off of my United States Marine Corps Army. It's been a bit of a labour of love, and I've thoroughly enjoyed building it. And please, if you've checked this video out and you've got any comments or anything that you think I could add, or anything that you think is a bit of an overkill, then please feel free to comment and subscribe. But I'm going to talk you through this army. It's quite a big army, to be fair, and I don't think I'd use all of it in one game, but I'd like to, because I think it'd be quite dramatic, especially fighting against the Japanese. So my idea originally was to paint up one box of United States Marine Corps in response to Leon TT's Japanese army. So that was my original plan, and if you look through my earlier videos, you'll see that from humble beginnings, I've sort of got carried away with myself and thoroughly enjoyed building bits and pieces. And the more research I did, and the more that I learned about the Pacific War, the more I painted. And here we are. So I've read the Pacific book, watched the box set. I've done lots of research on YouTube, looked around on various different websites, and I'm pretty glad that I was born in the year that I was, and didn't have to try and get up on one of those beaches facing all the machine gun fire that a lot of these young lads did, either in the Pacific or in Normandy. So to be honest, you know, I'm quite pleased that we're here and thankful for what those guys did. So let's have a look through the army. So it wouldn't be the United States Marine Corps Army without Chesty Puller. So I managed to pick up Chesty through one of the Facebook sites. Really pleased with that figure. It came out really nicely, and I've got his crew next to him, his two guys who are there to give advice, call in airstrikes and artillery, and generally try and support him the best way that they can in relation to the battle. To the left, we've got a spotters team that have been created through the Plastic Warlord games figures. They're on a base, sort of looking out over the battlefield, hopefully spotting some Japanese targets that I can call in my airstrike or artillery. That's something I haven't got for this army, is artillery yet, so that may be something I need to look into, but not yet. To the right, we've got a medic. Now, I went onto the assault group's website and noticed that they had a pack for medics and casualties. So what I did is I picked up a pack each, if you like, and made some vignettes that I'm going to use as objective markers in the battle. So this is one of them, where basically the guy's wounded, and the corpsman has got to his casualty, and is trying to keep him on the floor to avoid the Japanese bullets. And his mate, who's got a stretcher, has sort of legged it up behind, and they're ready to carry off matey back to seek aid. So that's that little vignette. The assault group do, as I say, the 2 blister packs, and I've got some examples over here. So again, sorry for the dodgy camera work, but these are my objective markers. So some of them are Warlord games, and some of them the assault group, and pretty much these are to be used as objective markers. And as you can see, there's quite a few. The one on the end is Warlord games. That's assault group. The 2 guys lying down with the medic is reaching into his bag to look for some bandages to be able to sort of plug any gaps. So as you can see, he's sort of sat there reaching into his bag, and his mate is looking pretty much for worse for wear, but hopefully you can patch him up and get him back in the fight. So this one here is from this one's a Warlord Games medic, and it's a casualty from the assault group, but they go really well together. And I've mixed a few assault group in just to give a bit of interest and to change it up, but that's going to be an objective marker that can be used. And this one is also from the assault group, where his mate's injured, and he's picked him up and he's going to sort of carry him back to the battlefield. So or back from the battlefield, I should say, not back to the battlefield, because that'd be a bit silly. But overall, really pleased with the way that these guys have come out. So if we go back to the front and we start looking at the first platoon. So first platoon is pretty much standard first lieutenant with 2 guys, armed with one's on the machine gun and the other one's got a map carry, which I've pinched from the German Grenadiers set. Then we're going to go back to the first infantry squad. If we're going to focus, come on. There we go. So that's the first infantry squad. It's a combination of assault rifles, BARs, and shotguns. So pretty much to paint these, I gave them a coat of army green from Army Painter, gave them a wash, gave them a few highlights, and then sort of paint the helmets using I think it was bleach bone with some dark brown spots, some, I think I want to say desert yellow, and then gave it a wash with some soft tone, and they've come out really well. The bases are pretty much just I've sort of added some flock, and then raided the herbs pots that have gone out of date, sprinkled them on top just to sort of like look like some jungle foliage, and then use some tufts just to sort of finish it off. Then we've got second squad, which again, combination of BAR, Thompsons, and shotguns. So that's that. Then we go back to third squad. And the fourth squad of that platoon. So that's the first platoon. They're general infantry, take the fight to the Japanese, and most of them, I think they're all 12-man squads, and I've pretty much maximised where I can with shotguns and BARs. So let's just sort of zoom back. So that's the first platoon. So that's pretty much my core army, if you like. That's what I was going to start with, but things went a bit big after that. So let's have a look at second platoon. So second platoon, I've sort of converted them a little bit more and turned them into like a raider force that have sort of long recon patrol that have gone into the jungles to try and find the Japanese. So I've converted the first lieutenant, moved his arms around and gave him a pistol, and the guy on the bigger base, I'm not sure if it's worked or not. Basically, my idea is that lots of the Japanese would lie in wait in like spider traps, where they pretty much bring foliage, or like they build like a bamboo entrance over the top, and would pop up at various points in the jungle and attack the Americans or the British in New Guinea or in other Pacific islands. So my idea was these two guys. One, it's got a machete, which I pinched from the US Paras box set to be cut in the undergrowth, and Matey has just sort of pulled out his pistol, and originally I had a dead soldier sort of lying next to him, but it didn't work that well, so he's carrying 2 pistols. So it's a bit of poetic license, but it just gives a bit of interest to the army. And then we're going to go back to the first squad in the Raiders. So they're a mixture from Merrill's Marauders and basic infantry, which I've given a backpack to. Again, just a mixture of BAR and Thompsons. So they're going to pretty much be my veteran infantry. and they're based in squads of 10. So there's majority of Merrill's Marauders, and also back there we've got more Marauders and Infantry. So overall, that's the two basic infantry platoons. So first company and second company, led by Chastity Puller himself. So next thing we're going to be looking at is the back of the army, which is the specialist units and the other bits and the tanks that I've sort of built for this army also. So if we sort of scoot back to the back of the table, so here we've got some US Marine dog hunting teams, again trying to find the Japanese. So these are the plastics from Warlord Games, and all I've done is I had some dogs that are used for the Ancients army from Warlord Games, and what I've done is I've pretty added them to the bases, so it looks like they're searching for their the enemy. Moving along, we've got a mortar team and a spotter, bazooka team, and a flamethrower team. So again, the flamethrower team was just a US infantry metal set, and I've just done a head swap, and it's worked really well, and I'm quite pleased with the way that that's come out. So just show that one off. So it's come out nice and really good. I'm quite pleased with the way that it's come out. What I am aiming to do is to build some flame templates for playing bolt action. So we'll see how that comes out shortly. I've then got some US infantry engineers, which I might add a jeep or truck to, but I don't know yet. I'll have to see whether I need to or not. I probably won't, because this army is pretty much done I'm happy with it basically, and I don't really think that I need to add any more bits and pieces to it. We've then got a sniper team, and we've then got a group of CBs with a Sarissa MDF bulldozer. It doesn't look its best. Like that, it does look a bit wonky, I do appreciate, but it's basically made of panels of MDF, so it didn't go together that easily, but I still enjoyed building it, and I think it does look okay if you squint. No, seriously, it's quite a good kit. It looks quite good, and it does go well with the CB infantry. We've then got the 3 machine gun teams, which the Americans can take, and they're various. There's 2 of them are conversions, and so one of them is conversions. The one in the middle is the US Marines relocating, and the one to the end is the normal blister pack. However, this one is one that I've created from some spare infantry, and the BAR is from the airborne set. We're then going to go over to the tanks. So starting on the right there, we've got a Zippo M3 A4 Zippo, sorry, M4A3 Zippo for burning out those bunkers and taking out lots of infantry. We've then got a Sherman with a wading set, which if I can reach, it's that one which I've given the name King Kong, which I've sort of found on the internet. So this tank is from Paint and Glue Miniatures, and the other 2 are the 2 middle Shermans are from, I think, the 3D Tank Company. So they're also 3D printed with some wooden ablative armour. Again, I'm really pleased with how they've come out. And I've got another objective marker, which is a water bowser, which is also from the Paint and Glue Miniatures. So the final bit for the the army, if you like, is the Corsair, which is a 1/4/8 scale Corsair, and that's going to be the sort of centrepiece for the army when I call in the airstrikes. So overall, this is the labour of love. So if I now sort of do hopefully a big scan out of the main army, and as you can see, it's quite a large army. It probably won't get used in all together in one battle, but I think you'll agree that it certainly looks nice laid out on the table, and if you can see it. And please leave comments below, and hopefully you'll follow my progress with the Japanese army. So thanks for watching. It's been a long one, and look forward to seeing your videos when you post them up. Cheers.